Goodbye, real world. The dream of abandoning reality to live in a VR world of fantasy and happiness is one that is pretty common in the VR community. Whether you're happy with your real life or desperately hoping for VR technology to give you a way out, there is a conversation that underlies the goodbye real world dream that needs to be had, and a blunt truth that needs to be stated. Welcome, virtual dreamers. My name is Gregory. Subscribe and share the video if you haven't, and let's dive right into this. Living in VR is not a new idea or one that's gone without popular coverage. Whether it's the society that exists within the Matrix or the years spent by players in Castle Ironclad of Sword Art Online, there's a fascination with the idea of living in a virtual world. On the surface, there shouldn't really be any surprise as to why that'd be the case. VR life is appealing. The only limits to what we can do in VR are those of our imaginations and processing power. All physical pleasures, all adventures, all waifus, all husbandos, literally everything can be had in peak VR at no greater cost than pressing a button or copying a file. The only barrier between experiencing that godhood fantasy and our grasp is the further development of VR technology. Heck, talk to some of the people who never log out of World of Warcraft, VR chat, or opt for the hikikomori lifestyle, and you'll meet some people desperately chasing after that very virtual dream. Alas, chasing and dreaming are the operative words here, as there is a reality here that went unmentioned in that little spiel from before. It's often ignored when these discussions come up, but continuing to exist in VR, whether on a biological or social level, is something that has to be enabled by resources. Without the human-based batteries of the Matrix, the major accident status of being trapped in Sword Art Online, or the common savings or familial support networks that enable a hikikomori lifestyle, reality does not allow for the fantasy of living in VR to function. Barring obtaining literal godhood and divinity, humanity will need more than just good VR tech to be able to sustain this Lotus Eater machine in the face of the overwhelming forces nature has to destroy the sanctuary. In the absence of this domination of creation, the only people who are likely going to be able to enjoy living in VR are those who are already pretty well off in the first place. Not really something we're all going to be able to enjoy at the moment now, is it? Then again, a better question would be if permanently living in VR should really be the point of all this. I've been analyzing this from a pretty binary kind of live in VR or don't live in VR view for a good bit here, but I think a more valuable discussion to be had is that of there is going to be a new place to live in the first place. VR is a new horizon, filled with opportunities unlike any we've ever seen before. It's a place where who you are, what you are, and how you are can be your choice. While most of us aren't expanding much with the creation of full dive technology, there's a genuine argument to be made that it gives a better opportunity for equality to those who are unhappy with their real physical situations, whether aesthetically or due to medical reasons such as paraplegia. While the discussion of reality and virtual reality mixing together is definitely one for another time, we're definitely going to talk about that a lot. It suffices to say that the goodbye real world phrase, when used in the context of hopping into VR, is kind of a bit pointless. It's just a different part of the same reality we all share. Really just more of a new dimension for it. When the only difference between the dream and the escapism here is a paycheck, a bit of responsibility, and I suppose the resolution or fidelity of the reality chosen, it doesn't seem like this is going to be an issue that's impossible to resolve. After all, if you're going to have a virtual or real desk job, it seems at this point the only real difference is the change in scenery. Till next time, virtual dreamers, this has been Gregory, logging out.